You can replace a $60,000 executive assistant with AI. We just got this new wave of AI agent harnesses like Buzz, Grok Bot, or Hermes Agent, and they promise an AI assistant out of the box. But that's not where the $60,000 lives. I'm going to show you a 3-piece setup that makes any of these apps do the job. I'll show you the math that checks out for replacing your assistant. And I've spent the last few months hand building the job before some of these apps even existed. So I'm judging them based on my own build. Let's get into it. Every day you have to check your inbox, prep for meetings, chase leads, check the business status, and so much more. So you're bound to end up getting swamped, and then you're told by your business coach, this is the time to hire an executive assistant. But you're worried about the price. On the low end, it could cost you $20,000 a year, and on the high end, the $60,000 executive assistant. But now there's these new apps on the market that say they can do it for you. It's the stuff like OpenClaw, Hermes Agent, Buzz, Grok Bot from Twitter, and I even have my own Telegram bot do this through Cloud Code. These are all AI agent harnesses, and they can all do the tasks that I previously mentioned. Because an AI agent harness is simply something that allows AI models to go from basic chats like ChatGPT that you have back and forth to letting AI be able to complete work for you. I just listed a whole bunch of agent harnesses on the market, but every harness gives you the following: a chat to talk back and forth to, a memory so it remembers what happened, the hands or the tools to make it able to complete work, and other capabilities to keep it looping around the clock. So these are definitely valuable apps, but there's a whole bunch of options. So which one do you install? And sure, it's confusing because some are getting more traction than others, but I don't think it really matters what you choose. Because no matter what, out of the box, all these solutions alone won't replace your assistant. We will get to that, but I have to tell you why these don't work out of the box in the first place. Here's the loop that you've probably lived in. You install a tool, you use it for about 10 minutes, you get some good initial results, but it's still kind of generic, and you realize getting great results requires a lot of work, so you abandon it. And with these AI agent harnesses, you can do the exact same thing. They'll be good for the first couple days, but without the right setup, you'll abandon them too. The agent harnesses don't work because an AI agent without skills produces mediocre results. An AI agent without context knows nothing about your business. So how would any of these actually be able to get anything done if you don't set them up with the right tools for the job? I can ask any of these harnesses to do anything. What emails do I respond to? What's on my calendar for today? Do I have any leads to follow up with? And none of them will be able to give you an answer without you providing it something additional of some kind. You can see example here. I asked what's on my calendar today, and it says I can't check your calendar right now because the connector isn't set up. But this isn't the harness's fault. It's built correctly, it's just not shipped with anything set up for you. It's on you to give it what it needs to do the job right. So it would be on me to set up the Google Calendar connection for it to be able to check it. Instead of shopping for harnesses, I just want you to pick one for right now. I recommend Cloud Code. I've used it the most. I feel like it's the most simple. And you'll see that the $60K comes from what you feed to one. It's the setup that really matters. And so that's what we're going to take a look at next. The harnesses cost a monthly subscription or the cost of direct access to the AI tokens. The actual AI brain is a thing that's replacing the employee. However, if their brain hasn't learned anything yet, you need to teach it what matters. So there are 3 things that you need to set up to give your AI agent harness for it to replace the $60K a year job. Firstly, context. This is who you are, who your clients are, what do you offer, general business strategy, rules on what you still want to approve versus what AI should handle without you. And you can see our example here of just a simple context file. It can be one file or a whole folder, but it has the business context at the top. It just has an explanation for AI of what this file is, the who we are, some of the clients, what they offer, how they like their marketing voice to go, triage rules, targets. This is fully customizable. You can add whatever you want within here, and these are very basic. So in what we offer and the clients, you can give a list of your ICP or multiple funnels for offers. Be very in-depth with what you're telling AI. The second part is data and live access. It needs to actually be able to see the following: your email, calendar, lead pipeline, even things like revenue or other marketing statistics. So for example, I have this CSV that I've given AI direct access to, and it can see the company, the name of the lead I talked to, what stage they were in, the value of the engagement, last touch point, and some notes. AI can directly reference this and be able to actually tell you whether or not you should follow up with a lead based on the last touch point and stage that they've been in. And lastly, you need to be able to give it the job description. These are the recurring jobs when written down and turned into AI skills for things like morning brief, inbox triage, lead follow-up, daily meeting prep, email nudges, and everything else. So as my example for this one, you can see in here that I've got a skill.md file for inbox triage, a short description saying the sort the founder's inbox into what needs them, what the assistant handles, and what waits. It says when it runs, what it gathers, what it produces, and other rules. Again, this is a super simple one where your skill.md file would probably have some mention of connecting to Google, and that how it does that and what to use to accurately pull from Google's servers. Essentially, what these skill files are SOPs for your AI agents to use to actually accomplish a specific task. So this is inbox triage. This is an SOP for AI to do inbox triage. And you would do an SOP for a morning brief, how to follow up with leads, daily meeting prep, etc. And these skills are very simple to create. If you already have a written down SOP, you can be like, hey, here's this SOP document, turn it into an AI skill for me. Or you can come over to your AI chat and essentially be like, I want a new AI skill for inbox triage. Usually what I do every morning is I go to my Gmail, I delete all of my spam or advertising messages. Then I read through all of my important emails. And if something requires action from me, I star it for later. And if it doesn't, then I don't. I then go back to the starred items and send out whatever answer or follow-up it might need. Now, this is, again, very basic, but you can see none of this is technical. It's all plain English. I'm just telling it what I did, and it's going to take that and come up with a skill to do it for you. This can be for pretty much any skill. So again, if we wanted to do lead follow-up, I want a skill for lead follow-up. I usually follow up with leads 3 days, 5 days, and 7 days after I had my initial discovery call with them. I send templated follow-ups for each of those different timed days. Those follow-up templates live here, and then you would give it the location. And then you basically say, please come up with a skill to check who I need to follow up with each day. And so by the end of that, you'll have a skill or command that you can type. You can just simply type lead follow-up, and it will go and find all of them, give you their names, which template to use, and you can even create a follow-up skill to draft those messages. And if you're wondering if an executive assistant is the right thing to replace first, or maybe it's something else, I have a free AI task audit. Link is in the description. It'll map out exactly which jobs like these are eating your week. There's nothing to book. You simply fill out a quiz on my website and get your results. But now that you've seen the proper setup for an AI agent harness, the next question in your head might be, what is it actually worth? I've been saying 60K, but not actually showing you the real math behind it. So the next thing we're going to look at is how much an executive assistant really costs versus what it would cost for a harness plus the right setup. A lot of business owners don't look at the actual cost of the job that they're doing themselves, and they only check how much it would cost to hire somebody when they actually need it. So I'm going to show you the numbers directly. Use a simple whiteboard here for us. And firstly, we're going to look at how this saves money. A full-time executive assistant costs upwards of 60K per year and down to 20K per year. For AI, the setup costs you around $200 a month max, all the way down to the $20 per month plan. So if we take that at a yearly value, we get something like $2,400 per year versus, or all the way down to around $240 per year. So you can see directly at the highest and the lowest ends, you are saving thousands and thousands of dollars. Additionally, this would save time doing it yourself. We know checking emails costs you a couple of hours. We know that meeting prep Probably costs you 15 minutes per meeting, which if you're doing multiple meetings a day, that's at least an hour. And depending on how many leads to follow up with, that could also take a couple hours. So I'm going to put leads down. I'm going to just put 2. So add it all together, this is 5 hours per day of however long you usually spend your day doing all these different tasks. Versus if we look at it for AI, AI does all of, say, email, probably call it 5 minutes versus 2 hours. Meeting prep, maybe 1 minute. Leads probably takes, call it 10. And this is all AI doing it. So what does it actually cost you? Nothing, really. You just have to review and send the drafts for your emails. You also take 5 minutes. The one meeting prep takes you 90 seconds to read over it. And the 10-minute leads, again, it's just 10 minutes of deciding to, or sending the follow-ups. So AI has taken your 5 hours of work and brought it all the way down to 16 minutes of work every morning. And if you add up the work valued at your founder time, that could equal up to $90K per year. And lastly, it makes you money. We talked about follow-ups. Right now, you have to keep track of them every day. But with this, you will never drop one. You can have the AI agents prep you for your calls, so you're doing better in sales calls, and you can even have them analyze the transcripts afterwards to tell you what you did wrong. And you can even set up speed to lead systems that will immediately reach out to your lead when they fill in a form, which is proven to make them more likely to buy from you. All of these together, done automatically, will 100% allow you to close more deals. But these are just very generic numbers. You should actually calculate this for yourself. You can run it on your own hours at your own rate. All you got to do is ask yourself how much your time is worth. If it's 100 an hour or maybe 1,000 an hour, then calculate how many hours it takes to do all the admin work yourself. And then calculate how much it costs to do the admin work by taking your hourly rate and multiplying by the amount of work you're doing every day. Then compare that number to the $200 a month and see the immediate difference, let alone the difference between AI and the $60,000 executive assistant. But back to a question you might have walked in with, which of these AI harnesses should you pick? You've probably seen a lot of channels rank them in certain orders, give pros and cons, tell you a whole bunch of other confusing things. I'm going to tell you that the rank barely matters, and here's why. Some of the harnesses definitely do certain things better than others. OpenClaw is self-hosted, which is a little more technical, but it means you own everything. Hermes Agent has persistent memory and it grows with use. Buzz has agents inside team chats and lets you use whatever subscriptions you already use to certain AIs. X's Grok Bot just came out and it looks pretty promising. And I even have my own custom setup with Claude code that I have full control over. But the verdict is that you shouldn't be deciding which one to use. You should rather decide to be taking action and use any of them. And so firstly, just pick one. Again, I recommend Claude code. Go online, look up YouTube videos on how to use them in the best manner, because there's probably countless of videos on them already. Then set up your context. You can have AI interview you to ask everything about your business strategy, whatever, and allow AI to learn who you are to better serve you. Then set up your connections and data. You can ask Claude how to do this by saying, Claude, how do I set up my connection to Google? How do I set up my connection to my CRM? How do I tell you about my revenue? And Claude will walk you through it. With those two, the business will know how you're doing and have access to all your apps. And then finally, you can set up the job descriptions in the form of AI skills, so the harness can actually accomplish actual work. Remember the free task audit from earlier, link is in the description. It'll take you 3 minutes and it'll tell you which of these jobs to hand off first. And if you want help implementing any of this into your own business, I offer a free AI business audit where I'll map exactly where your time is going and what to automate first. That link is also in the description. If this was useful, please subscribe. I post regular AI videos every Tuesday and Friday. And tell me in the comments which of these jobs eats the most of your week: inbox, follow-ups, meeting prep, something else, and how relieved you would be if AI took that over. Thanks for watching.